So I grew up down here, and I was the son of a Fort Lauderdale police officer. And 3 weeks before I graduated high school, my whole life got turned upside down because my plan of being a cop and following through his footsteps ended because he got killed in the line of duty in a plane crash. So I was always taught to take the good with the bad and make the worst situations, just find some sort of good out of it. So I dealt with it. I didn't walk in his footsteps, and I did the complete opposite and became a stockbroker, which I did for 10 years. And I learned, in my opinion, the greatest skill that you could learn, which is how to sell yourself, how to make people fall in love with you, how to really, when you're talking to somebody that you don't know, the most important thing that you can do, whether it's in the digital world, whether it's in real life, is get them to trust you, get them to feel comfortable with you, and to do that very quickly. So I learned that skill, and after I did it for 10 years, I resigned, and I went to go visit a friend who lived in Bangkok, and it changed my life. I'd never been to Europe, I'd never been to Asia, and it just blew me away that you could have a city almost the size of New York, but everybody's nice. It blew my mind. I couldn't understand the concept of that. I didn't, there's no road rage, there's no carjackings, it doesn't register. It felt like it was Disneyland. I didn't know if it was real. So after 2 weeks, when I realized that it was real, I sent for my things and vowed that I'd never live in the States again, and I haven't. Since '99, I've lived overseas, and I probably will never live full-time in the States again. I enjoy living in, it doesn't necessarily have to be a third world country, but I like living in developing countries where the people are still pure, the opportunities surround you. I'm surrounded with 10 to 15 different cultures and languages on a daily basis, and it's an unbelievable thing. It's truly, truly unbelievable. Now, that's my home base, but I've also lived in Spain for 4 years, in London and Portugal and the Philippines and just all over. And what I've done is, I was overseas. I'm definitely going to run over, FYI. I was overseas about 4 years before social media came about. So what I did was, I took my passion and my love, and for me, I love meeting new people. I like developing new relationships. So when social media came around and I could find out that I could do that 24 hours a day, but on a global scale, that was like winning the lottery. That was the greatest thing in the world. So now I'm traveling to all these countries, and being ADHD and OCHD and every other D on the planet, I post a lot, I tweet a lot. If anybody follows me, I'm a retard on social media. But that worked for my favor because I started gaining traction very, very quick, and now I amassed, a pretty good following, and now I'm a social media influencer for the travel, food, and wine world. And now I work with brands, primarily travel brands, but a lot of luxury brands as well. And I teach them how to develop an online brand personality, how to speak as a brand, how to develop an engaging community, and things like that. And as the slide said 14 slides ago, I'm the new brand ambassador for a new travel app that's coming out of Silicon Valley, which is the reason I'm here, and which is the reason I'm based in San Francisco for the next 8 months, 6 months, something like that. So, it's interesting where the digital world can take you if you let it take you. Everybody who has an internet connection, the great thing about this world is can have a global voice, and you can start a global conversation. But the problem that most people have is consistency. Everybody has different things that you can take advantage of. You have to figure out what you have in front of you, and then plan how to take advantage of what you have in front of you. Don't look at somebody else's advantages and say, wow, I wish I had that, because it doesn't make a difference, because you're never going to have that. Look at what you own, look at what you have. Put your blinders on for 1 second and just look what you have in front of you. That's it. Is that good?